getting the text in. They're coming in because Liz's daughter has been in the hospital. So we heard from Brenda. She's like, I need to know, how is Liz's daughter? And then she's asking where Rob is. I'm here. Hi.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
That's Rob right there.
I'm here. Been here for a while. But how is she doing? How's Taylor?
Well, I just got to text with her, and they checked her last night. She's still not far along at all. So I think they've tried a different medication to try to induce her. And I don't understand it all. I'm not, in healthcare, so I don't know. But they're trying something else. It will happen today.
Okay.
Is the final word from Taylor. They're telling her in one way or another, something's happening today.
Yeah, because this is not $100 a stay night hotel she's in. She's in the hospital.
Not at all. Right. And they're exhausted because obviously when you're in the hospital, they're checking you every couple of hours.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to move things along. So you're not eating right. You're not sleeping right. And they're ready for baby. Me too.
Could happen anytime this morning. I say we go broadcast live from the hospital.
Can we do that? That would be awesome.
Why not?
His morning crew.
If you've been following the journey for the past couple of days, I'll just give you the quick answer. Not yet. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. That's because Liz's daughter's been in the hospital, induced birth Monday night. It's Wednesday morning. Come on now, Jesse. Why are you still incubating inside that mother's belly?
I know. She said they're going to try a different medicine, but she has been having contractions. If I'm reading this text right, it's like every 3 minutes.
Oh, it's time.
Yeah, so we're getting closer, but she's so swollen. I mean, she's done. But, so we've been talking a lot during her pregnancy and trying to give her some advice, some motherly advice. And my niece also just had a baby a couple of months ago, and I was talking to her last night. And my top advice is keep God first. That is number one. One of the other things that I always tell them is to protect their children's innocence as absolutely long as possible.
Yeah.
Don't introduce things so early. Wait as long as you can. I get made fun of for that, and I'm okay with it. I stand firm in that.
Hey, your kids are great. Hayden, Luke, and Taylor.
Right.
Taylor got married. She's having a baby, so she's doing all right.
Right. She's a grown woman now. Got the 2 boys, graduating high school, and yeah. So it's great.
So it makes me think, now I'm not asking for your advice, but what I'm thinking of this morning is the best parental advice that you've ever received. So let's go back to the beginning for you. And then somebody gave you some advice and it worked. We already know you're keeping God first. That's priority. We know that. So let's take a look at the second. When it comes to the best advice, parental advice, that you've ever received. What is the story behind that? Who gave it to you?
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Liz Riles has become the parental advice aficionado since she is now going to be a grandma. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. So we're asking you this morning, since Liz is about to have a granddaughter at any moment. Literally. At any moment, this could happen. We started thinking about the best parental advice that you have received and who it came from. At 800-447-7234. Frida is here. Now, Frida, you said it was pick your battles. Why is that?
I've raised 3 kids, and I have 7 grandchildren. And watching my kids raise their children, it's just easier to pick your battles than it is to put that wall up and leave it up and never get it down.
That's a hard lesson for me.
It is.
Because you want your kids to be perfect, right?
Right, yeah. But you know what? Just like we're not, they're not either. So Ashley, I can see her mom saying this. Sleep when the baby sleeps. And that does sound hard because, like she said, you have all the chores, but the chores can wait. You need to get your rest. So Ashley then said, don't lose who you are in your new life. As a mom, you're still a wife, you're an individual, you can't pour from an empty cup. Her mom is a very, very wise woman.
Wow, you're not kidding. What about you? How about the best advice? We already know God first. God is first. That's the one that we have to hold on to. But what's the best advice outside of that you received? Who did it come from? What is the story? We'd love to know. Here's the number. It's 800-447-7234.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I don't know if you've been trying to buy an iPad or save some money for these things. Black Friday, they had some pretty good deals on iPad minis.
Yep.
Well, Apple's coming back with a deal. on the iPad minis, and they're selling them, I saw on Amazon, for $335, which that's a pretty good deal. Although it's like the base model, so you don't get a lot of storage. You get like 64 gigabytes, and it's Wi-Fi only because some of them have cell service. But if you've been wanting an iPad and you've been looking for a deal, this might be it for you or that person who's looking for one in your family.
So, or is it like a pre-President's Day sale, or like?
Well, I don't
in the
know.
middle
It's the linen sale.
The linen sale at Apple. You can get your Apple Mini.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
I think there's always a Star Wars aficionado in just about every family. Whether it's not your immediate family, it could be like a distant cousin somewhere. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. So here's one thing they might be looking forward to.
Yeah.
The stamps that are coming out that are Star Wars.
Yeah. Now, these aren't like Han Solo or Luke Skywalker. These are the droids. Some of these droids, and in our family, we're huge Star Wars fans. I wasn't familiar with some of the droids that are going to be on some of these stamps, like K2SO. I didn't know who that was.
Oh, come on. You know K2SO. K2SO is that droid. The droid.
He's actually the one from Rogue One.
Yes.
So once I looked him up and I was like, oh, that guy.
Yeah.
He's very funny. He's sarcastic. Love him. But I didn't know him by his technical name.
How about the AGNK power droid that's on the stamp from Star Wars?
Yeah,
You know that one. Come on. You know that one.
I do know C-3PO. He's going to be part of it.
R2-D2. Yeah. IG-11 and BB-8.
No, BB-8. Yes, definitely.
Rising Star, BB-8. But yeah, there's a whole line of stamps that are coming up from the post office for Star Wars. And so if that's your thing,
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
if this was in the back of your mind or somebody that you know, that California was going to be earthquaked off into the water someday and be separated from the mainland, it has begun. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. Nope, it wasn't an earthquake. But because of a mudslide, a chunk of Highway 1 has went into the water, about 150 feet worth of it.
Haven't you heard that like your whole life, that part of California is just going to slide off into the ocean? There's even a movie, San Andreas.
Yeah.
Have you seen this movie? So it looks like a scene out of that movie, but it's Highway 1, and part of it literally just slipped down into the ocean. There's cars on either side of this crevice. I mean, there's no getting around it. I don't know what they're going to do.
Well, they will fix it. They can't do it now because there's still the threat of mudslides in that area along Highway 1 in California. So there could be more that gets chopped off into the ocean from Highway 1 in that one little area that they're talking about. It's a 150-foot gap. But it's going to take them, they say, $5 million to fix.
Which, to me, sounds like a low estimate of how much it will cost.
Really?
I mean, it really... I don't know anything about landscaping.
Wait a minute, did you just call this landscaping? They're not coming out. We're not getting the lawn mowers and putting up a couple of bushes.
His morning crew.
When it comes to royalty... Am I saying royalty and Liz all in the same sentence? It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. I guess so, because now it looks like we're focusing on the meadows and the flowers in England.
We are. Prince Charles is the next, of course, King of England, but he is an avid gardener as well, like always has been. Well, he found out that about 10 years ago that England has lost 97% of their natural wildflower meadowland. I know that was a thing. But anyway, they've lost a ton of it. So he said, we need to do something about it. No, he said, we need to do something about this. And so, well,
only with a manly voice.
Exactly. Well, I can't do that. But he is going to honor his mom, who is the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II. And so there's going to be an initiative, a coronation initiative. And so they're going to try to get more of these wildflower meadowlands in England.
And if I understand this right, they're asking everybody in England to plant 60 wildflowers, right?
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
so that's a good way to start it back and going.
I think so. And they projected that like in the next 22 years, it's going to be kind of back where it was and maybe even better than it was before, all in honor of his mother, the Queen.
His morning crew.
Your pet could be a superstar. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. Cadbury's looking for the next bunny. Yeah, it could be your dog or cat because you just got to put, was it pink ears or something on it?
Something like that. Well, they have like a little frame or whatever when you go on the website, and I know this because I checked it out yesterday to see if I could get my golden doodle Charlie in on it. But it sort of will put those things on your pets.
Oh, so they have like a filter.
Yeah.
So, okay, here's the thing. Cadbury's looking for the next pet to be in their commercials because they have the Cadbury bunny, right? Easter is going to be coming up. And so they're looking for any pet, not just a bunny, but any pet. And your pet could be a star. And Liz said you're going to do which dog?
I'm going to do Charlie. Ace, he can be sort of a curmudgeon. He doesn't like to do things like this, but Charlie's all about it. She wants to be a star. So, yeah, I think so. And you've got until March 1st to get your pet's pictures in, and then it's going to be voted on by America to see who the next star is going to be. So vote for Charlie.
Okay, I'm sure they're going to pick a certain few and then post them, and that's what you get. So we need to hope that Charlie gets into that running.
My girl, look, I'm a stage mom when it comes to my dog.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding. Only when it comes to the dog, so I'm going to put her out there.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
Congratulations. It's twins. It's twins. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. If you've been following the journey, Liz's daughter, Taylor, is pregnant. She's been in the hospital. This is going on the third day. And twins, not Taylor. I'm sorry.
No. People are going to be blowing up my phone and my social media.
I did not mean to lead astray. Taylor did not have twins, but although maybe, I don't know. But at the Detroit Zoo, the polar bears, there's twin polar bears that were just born. The cutest things ever. Mom is like 8 years old, and this is kind of a rare thing. So at the Detroit Zoo, the cams are up and going. You see the twin polar bears.
I know, it's a baby boy and a baby girl, and oh my goodness, you're so right. They are so cute. I know when the world watched the giraffes being born, April, the giraffe, like we all watched that, we're glued to that. I feel like I'm going to spend an extra amount of time on this website. Like the baby eaglets were born. I was watching that video. This is going to be the same thing. Oh,
you were really zoned in on those?
Listen, I watched April the giraffe for hours. I remember lying in my bed, had the phone, and I was like, oh, I think it's time. I think it's time. If I could have a window into Taylor's room, same thing.
Yeah, that would be creepy.
It would be, but I'm her mom.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I wonder how you would react if this happened to you. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. You may have seen the social media post. Here's this picture. It's from a mom in Sydney. She walked into her daughter's room, and there was literally a horde of spiders. We're talking thousands of spiders up near the top of the wall and all over the ceiling, and she took this picture of it. I don't know what she did after that. She probably ran for her life. But, of course, you have to take a picture before you run for your life, right?
That's the thing. You've always got to have your phone at the ready when something like that happens. So we had just moved into our house, and we live kind of way out in the country. My daughter went outside on the front porch. She had to go grab something out of the car. She came back. There's one of those humongous wolf spiders.
Uh-oh.
They're like hairy. I think they bark at the moon. I don't know what happens.
They bark at the moon.
Anyway.
You see a spider going, roof, roof, roof.
This thing was big enough. So Julie's husband runs in, gets a broom, comes out to the front porch, pops this thing.
Oh, I see where this is going.
1 billion babies go flying. I mean, I was like, okay, we're moving. I know we just moved in here, but we're moving. We're burning it. We're leaving. We're out.
Oh, my. And you're okay today. You survived.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
Rob and Liz, been quite the morning. We've talked about polar bears being born earlier, twins. We've been talking about Liz and her daughter who could be giving birth at any moment now. Hasn't happened yet,
I'm
right?
asking.
I'm
asking.
Check your phone.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she just texted and said, no, there's no movement. What is happening?
Girl, it's been 3 days. What is she, like, relaxing in the hospital? It's not a spa.
Right. I think she just needed a day off. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
It could. It's exciting. It's exciting. And then all of a sudden spiders come into play. on his
How
radio.
did this happen?
I know. It's like arachnophobia or something like that. The horde of spiders. What was it? That there was a picture on Twitter, and a mom took a picture of her daughter's room because all of a sudden there's these horde of spiders on the walls and ceiling. Crazy.
Right. Thankfully, it was in Australia, so hopefully we don't have to think about that. But anyway.
Hearing from April at 800-447-7234. What is your story, April?
I was driving out of the woods and onto the normal road, and I drove through a spider web. And I had my windows rolled down, so I rolled them up very quickly. I saw the spider on the hood of the car. So I started driving on the normal road, and then I thought, okay, it's safe. It's been a while. So I rolled my windows back down, and then all of a sudden, I felt something on my lip, and it was that same spider that had been on the hood of the car. And I screamed and just threw the spider off of my face out the window. I don't know how I managed to not get into an accident because it was just, I still get creeped out thinking about it.
You're not the only one, April. You should see Liz at this moment.
On her lip?
Yes, on the lip. You okay?
It's a wonder she didn't wreck. Literally, like
Yeah.
Girl.
Well, April, you're doing fine. And thank you for creeping Liz out. She needed it.